Like, what's up? Nice. Now, Peter. Wait, slow down.
No, I wish you
Oh my gosh! Era gitmen sahipsi dağım ve slow down this girl on the list. Yeah. Hey. There, Nari. Charf, Nari. Where's the values no died into? Sorry, go snel, nesta. Yeah, my band of marsh, this hog dog deal. Best, there was not this shit in the mouth. Did he eat her? Be beside that. Now, snel, me no, this. Now, snel, me no, this, snel, nest. Sorry, go. Move.
no, I wish you
I was worth doing this. Girl, or ring is is Saragoshin. Said Saragoshin, a granny cash. Mouse messes up, steals and they begin to neck. Said no, worth doing that door for them. Girl, or ring is you're ready for some delicious. What's up?
Well, get out with him up, steals and all them nice girl or stack salads helps and all up steals that they can actually deliver fight money here.
Easy here. He delicious from it. Eating extra fish. Saragos show sauce.
Right back when we get master Scott Goders, he's vegan heard him out at the Gallinax that said I north that they got us that he delicious from he delicious from it. I've cost negro and over then.
Saragos. Go. Turn flip. Good. Ouse. Go. Ouse. Yes, ouse. Up. Ouse. There. Yes. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Go. Through and flip. Good. Ouse. Go. Ouse. Yes, ouse. Up. Ouse. Good. Right there. Yes, good. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of DiscDog.Live Weekly. Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday evening, 9 o'clock, PrimeTime, DiscDog. Here we are. Badass. Totally badass. So we have Sagepaw here in the chat. The rest of you I haven't heard from. Facebook users, if you go to restream.io/FB, you can be friends with or hook up with Restream, and that will allow you to display your user ID and your avatar and whatnot. Oh, hang on. Spot meter focus. Let me turn that off. Good morning. There we go. All right. So yeah, Tuesday night, I'm just hanging out. It's getting fall here, like a real live. Yeah, come on, Facebook users. Come on, get with the program. We had our first day of fall here, which was pretty awesome. It's super nice to have the ability to wear long sleeves, right? Some pants. Changed my wardrobe for the year. But I wanted to go through some of the stuff that I didn't cover. Yeah, some stuff that I didn't cover with Abby. We had a really awesome time the other day with our live stream. And yeah, hoodie time, right? Um, had a nice hangout with Abby, and super cool conversation. But we didn't get to a couple things, and there are a couple of cool things, a couple of cool old things. So they're kind of screen share things. So I'm going to scroll down and see if any of the videos might be a good place for us to start. Yeah, Rosie. Oh yeah, the intercepting the release. So yeah, let's oh shit, do I want to take a look at it first and then go through the article? Sure. Why don't we do that? And then we'll recap the video after the article if we need to. If anybody shows up here, call all your friends, tell them to come. Chat, chat, chat. Come on, chat. All right. So we have intercepting the release with me and Loot. And I'm going to riff on this as part of, hey, dude, please. As part of like finished performance and foundation. So it's important to both. So here we go, intercepting the release. Ouse. Go. Wait. So stopping the dog here, super important to moving the dog. Squib. For Loot, this was a really important piece. If I stopped him, if I front crossed him a couple times and stopped him, he was much more reliable in flat work.
Not gonna want to oust, squib, catch. See him reliably turn that way.
So here we go. So Loot, we're going clockwise right now, right? Oh, is there any way for me to, oh, wait, check this out. Yeah, sweet. So we're going clockwise right now, right? And what's going to happen here is after he catches, he's going to. Oh, dude, I need to make some buttons for this. I might be dicking around here on the live stream while you guys are here. You guys might have to pull me away from my technology. I can push a button and change from clock to counter. That would be really nice. So we're going clock, and then he reliably turns.
Reliably turn that way.
To counter.
So what I'm going to do is set up a vault directly in front of me.
Whoops.
He's going to go clock, turn counter. I will move to intercept his line. Okay. Catch.
So he's 100% going counter.
Top, front cross, catch.
And that movement, so right here we're going clock. Right? Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. You guys are gonna fucking hate me. Super cool. Can I spin that? Yeah, let me see if I can rotate this. That would be cool too. Oh, it's a locked scene. Sorry, guys. So, no, I can't rotate it. Anyway, you get the idea. He's going counter, or he's going clock. As soon as he catches, he's going to reverse, and he's going to switch to counter clock here. Bang. And so because I know that that's going to happen, I can bank on that. So the moment I make my throw, I start moving to work this. And I'm able to be in position well in time to drive movement to me. We call this, here comes that counter, boom. And then we switch it back to clock for that vault. That is intercepting the release. So if the dog is going to peel off, right? The dog is currently going clock. I know he's going to peel off, right? If the dog peels off, you march forward.
Boom, I'll move out here. Top.
And you'll pick the dog up.
Boom.
All right?
If
If
sidearm,
the dog, yeah, so if the dog marches on, you will peel
about
off.
to intercept him. Ready? Karen. Good.
So here he goes. He's on counter.
Catch.
He's going to stay on counter
I'll
after
move out to
this.
intercept him here through flip. Boom.
So he marched off.
All right, move right out there to intercept that flank.
Ace of Hogan, what's up? So when the dog marches, continues on the flank, the handler will peel off. Do I peel? No, I don't peel off. The peel off is way cooler. So you can see me just moving, but I'm moving to in front of him. The peeling off would be cooler.
Here, over, all day long.
So that is one way to look at intercepting the release, right? So one look at it. It isn't the whole thing. Let me pull up the piece over here. Let me find. My computer's crazy. So what do I got here? Working out of the pivot. That's a really good one. I can't wait to talk about that one. Come on, run. Oppositional feet. Team movement, OB. Intercepting the release. All right. So, here we go. Boom. And we'll go Safari, DiscDog Flatwork, mechanics of the intercepted release. So, this is one of the pieces that I had on the agenda for stream number 12. We didn't get to it because Abby and I were all chatty Cathy and whatnot. So here we go. I can go through daily routine, Ace of Hogan. I can go through daily routine. All right, so DiscDog Flatwork, mechanics of the intercepted release. So this all looks crazy, and I don't know how well it's going to come through here, but it isn't super duper crazy. So if I send the dog around and I throw it out here, right? If the dog marches on, right? Yeah, this isn't gonna. I'm not even gonna try and explain the photo. If the dog marches on, the handler peels off. So if I make the throw and the dog catches, and the dog keeps going, I'm going to turn kind of away from the dog and run that way. So the dog is going. Boom. And boom. So the dog is going this way, right? If the dog catches and continues on, I'm going to turn away from the dog and pick the dog up over here. So the dog will go that way and come around to meet me over here. And that will allow me to intercept the dog's release. If the dog is running here, right, and he's caught it 10 yards away out there, and I run with him, right, the dog wants to like race me and beat me there and get to me, right? Versus if I make the throw out there, dog catches right over there and continues on, I'm going to turn over here and meet him back that way. And I know that didn't fucking come through at all. Oh well, hopefully you'll see it on the video that's on here. Is this the same one? I think it might be. Hang on. Yep. I'll grab the other one here in a sec. So if the dog catches and continues on, the handler will peel off and meet the dog over here, right? If the dog catches and turns away, the handler will just walk straight ahead and meet the dog at the end of his turn. So knowing which one of those is going to happen is friggin' awesome, man. When you know that after the catch, the dog is going to go this way, I make the throw out there. I just start walking over here. Like it's 100%. With Loot, I would, anytime I'd make a throw, I'd walk to the left of where he caught it and I would run right into him. He would make the catch and turn to his left and he'd run into me every time. With Epi here, who is much more balanced, right, Epi? Balanced, yes. You're balanced. So Epi being more balanced, I don't know which way he's going to. I don't know which way he's going to go. Did you hear him sniffing? So I have to read my throw and read his release really, really well. So the reason that we want to do that is that we want to, yeah, we want to, right? Yeah, they're brothers. They're brothers. They're the Sheens. Epi is Emilio Estevez, and young, not like burnout Charlie Sheen. And Ferris is Charlie Sheen. Ferris is harder than Epi, so he's got to be Charlie Sheen. Epi can be Emilio Estevez, right, Epi? Yeah. So the reason that is important is that when your dog makes the catch and starts to move, if you already know where the dog is going to be after that catch, you can walk around the field and be faster than the dog. You're like a prophet, right? You're like a prophet. You know where it's going to be. If the defense knows where the play is going to happen, you just camp out there and hang out there. And, timing is not nearly as important as it is if you don't know where it's going to be. So we learn how to read that and how to deal with that. And then we use that to create the working flank. So each of these times that I am running here, so I have, sorry about that.
Wait. Good, go.
So I've created the flank, right? And then I'm going to stop him. And here I'm really just creating the flank so I can stop it, right? Or in that warm up. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this throw.
Good. He's going to stay on that counter. Squib. Not going to want to oust. Squib. Catch.
Show you here in a sec.
See him reliably turn that way.
So what I'm going to do here is when he turns, I'm going to hook up with him. I'm going to hook up with him in that counterclock flank. And I'm going to use that hookup and his ability to stop with me. I'm going to hook up with him, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to tell him, go. Like I'm going to tell him when the trick goes. Right?
So what I'm going to do is set up a vault directly in front of me.
You have to be on flanker. You have to be holding on to the wheel. You have to be holding on to the steering wheel if you want to turn. So here, I grab hold of the steering wheel right there. You can see we're working together in that flat work, basic flat work position, right? And then I'm going to stop him and block him essentially and keep going and pull him through, right? So he's been habituated to follow the flank, stop with me, right? And then I'm going to give him that stop signal, blow through, and now he's following me for that move. Right? And so he's going to, we're hooked up, right? We're hooked up. We switch, and this is the start of the trick, right there. Cross. So starting that trick on my terms is a really big deal. And so I'm essentially, with loot here, I'm making throws that create a release, that create a counterclock release, which is any fucking throw I make to loot, right? I know that. I'm using it to set up the working flank. I'm throwing over there, and I'm moving forward to pick him up on this flank so that I can get hooked up with him before we execute our move. And without a working flank, the team are not connected, and it's quite difficult to get a move started. Right? If you've tried to do an over or vault while your dog is arcing in towards you, as opposed to coming straight in, you probably know that the dog is likely to slide outside of your position to maintain the flank. Doing a leg over while the dog is arcing in usually leads to the over happening outside of your leg, going over nothing but air. The same thing happens with a vault, right? And so this, oh, I'm sorry here, hang on, boom, yes. And so getting the working flank set up is essentially setting up a pace car that starts the race or starts the trick. It's the starting signal. It's the position from which we start in. I'm engaged. You, as the dog, are engaged. We are in movement together, and go. Right? And so that working flank, I like to call it a moving weight, or a moving duration behavior, right? It's a really, really great skill. We're going to set that flank in intercepting the release. We're gonna hook up with the dog in order to intercept the dog's movement and funnel it to what we want to do. The front cross as trigger. I've got you going this way. I close you off to this direction. I suck you back in this direction. That is the trigger. And when the working flank is established, when you're coming this way, and I block and stop you habitually and foundationally, and you know that that works. If you stop with me and pay attention, you'll get a throw here. And so we switch, and I block, and instead of stopping, I move. You are fucking on that shit. And you are super excited because we're doing it together. The front cross is the trigger for intercepted releases. It's most of the time the trigger for rebounds, often the trigger for vaults. It is a tremendous drop trigger. The front cross triggers all kinds of shit. And you can do just about anything in Frisbee except get your dog to turn away from you with the front cross. You can do every single thing in Frisbee with the exception of getting the dog to turn away from you simply with a front cross. So it's a super powerful trigger. The handler peeling off and the handler marching on. I don't know how to, oh, I know how to do it. Hang on, intercepting the release 2. Give me 1 sec to pull this up. Hopefully I find it.
Ouse.
No, it's the same one. Grr. Routine building intercept. Is this number 2? Or this might be a good.
And I'm gonna throw.
Yeah, I'll pull that one up actually. Here, let's take a look at this one. This is a hidden one that hasn't been here. Let's take a look at this.
And I'm gonna throw kind of over towards this tree. And then I'm gonna pick him up pretty much right on the camera. See if we can't vault him right over the camera. Let me warm him up real quick. Camera, ouse, Mackay, catch. Yes, there he is. I'm gonna pick him up right at the camera. Mackay, catch. Boom, I'll pick him up right here. Ouse, top. Good man, great work.
Right, so
Great
you
work.
can
I
really
bank
see
on
that.
like 100% of the time that he's gonna come back on that counterclock flank. Mackay, catch. Boom. Yes, ouse, over. Good, right? Can guarantee that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go counterclock, and because he continues on the counter.
So within that, I make the throw.
There he is, I'm gonna pick him up.
He
Right
peels
at the
off.
camera. Mackay, catch.
I make the throw.
Boom, I'll pick him up.
He peels off. He peels off, turns away from me. I march
Here,
forward.
ouse, top. Good man, great work.
And then on this one,
Boom, here.
I'll peel off. He'll
Ouse,
march on.
over. Good. Try and pick him up right in front of the camera.
Right.
Mackay, catch.
So
Boom. Yes, ouse,
he peels off.
top.
I march forward.
Good try. Can't reach it.
Is that the only one I
Push
do
him
that
down
way?
the field. Malka. What?
Yeah.
What? You gotta wait, buddy.
Okay, here we go.
Malka.
And then this time
Hey, you
he's
gotta
going to
wait.
continue on.
Malka. Catch. Boom. And I'll push him down the
And
field.
you can see me
Ouse.
leave, right? I didn't peel off, but I left
This
him,
time I
right?
will
I didn't chase him.
Pull
I
him
just
back to
ran.
me.
And I should,
Ouse.
I really should peel off. It's way
I'm
cooler
gonna
to
use a
peel
peel
off.
off.
Yeah.
Malka. Catch.
So here, I'm going to peel off.
Here.
And now I'm going to totally leave him.
And pull him back.
And there's the
To me.
front cross
Good.
with the trigger,
Even though you're jumping beforehand.
right? So that is intercepting the release, right? A couple of things I really, really like about this. Let's wrap this up. I need to remember. I already forgot what I was going to say. Okay. It's reading. Well, fuck it. I don't even know why I wrote it down. The thing that I really like about this is that it necessitates reading the dog, right? It asks me as the handler to know exactly how my dog is going to resolve this trick or throw. And depending on the dog, Loot extremely unbalanced, 100% to the counterclock direction. Epi remarkably balanced, probably 55% or 52% clock. Dude, Mango, stop, man. Probably 52, 55% clock to 48 or 45% counter. So I don't know what the hell is going to happen there. I have to pay attention to how far I throw it. If he's running here and I throw it outside, he's going to be likely to peel off. If he's running this way and I throw it inside, so it's closer to me than him, he's going to be likely to keep going. So by playing around with this intercepting the release, it forces you to read that. And then after you're forced to read that, you get that intelligence on your dog, and then it's super easy to take advantage of it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Lots of dogs are habitually counterclock. So If the dog marches on, if the dog catches and stays on that flank, I send the dog around, he catches and goes this way, I'm going to peel off. I'm not going to go with the dog. I'm going to make the throw over here. I'm going to allow the dog to go. And I'm going to peel off and go this way. And I'm going to meet the dog like 90 degrees around the big circle, right? If the dog peels off, catch and clock, turns counter, I'm just going to march forward, right? So if the dog peels off, the handler marches forward. If the dog marches forward, the handler peels off. And that's pretty nice. Done well, intercepting the release is almost better than a wait. If the team gets in position and are lined up with, it gets the team in position and lined up without the trouble of timing the start or triggering from a wait. It creates a rolling start, and it's smooth, as rolling starts tend to be, right? So balanced dogs, disc placement, and pressure. I kind of talked about this a little bit. If the dog is running this way, Epi's running this way. If I throw it outside the line, he's almost assuredly peeling off. If I throw it inside the line, he's almost assuredly continuing or marching on. So depending on where I place it, he'll go clock or counter. Epi will, a balanced dog. Heiser and Anheuser. You're chasing the disc. Heiser coming out of your hand will reinforce counter clock. Anheuser will reinforce clock. We'll make those two likely to happen. And then the handler's pressure. One of the reasons I really like the peel off is because it completely disconnects all the pressure. And it allows me to move freely, not really as a team with the dog, until I want to hook up with them. And I kind of like that. If the dog's running this way and makes the catch and I simply move with them, now we're pacing each other. And it's kind of it's easy for me to push him out artificially. And it might be hard for me to pull the trigger on getting him back. So, yep, you should check that out. It's a pretty cool piece. So intercepting the release, if the dog marches on, the handler peels off. If the handler peels off, the dog marches on. And I'm going to pull up interception. Oh, come on, loot intercept vault. There it is. Intercept. Routine building intercept. This looks like it's the same one. It is. Oh, gosh. I was pissed. I got a great version of it, and I don't know where it is. Intercept. I'm sorry, guys. I really do want to show you this, though, because it's the best version of it. Gosh darn it. Grr. All right, I'm leaving it. No, I'm not. I'm doing this instead. So, here we go. Intercepting the release loot. DiscDog. Huh. That's interesting. Grrr. Grr. Oh well. That is such a pain in the ass. Hang on, I can try here. So I can't really get at my whatchamacallits very well. At my content, my video, right? Because I am here we go. Oh, I got it. I think I might have it. Hang on. I have it either way. Flat work is flow. You guys can't see how friggin' terrible my typing is. You would think as many friggin' words as I've typed in the last little bit. All right, hopefully this is it. Fingers crossed, guys.
Ouse.
Nope. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Intercepting the release 2.0. It is this one, right? Oh, fuck. Funny, funny, funny. I'm sorry, guys. Super funny. Here it is. I apologize.
Catch. Yes. Ouse. Top. Good man. Catch. Yes. Ouse.
He feels off. I march forward.
What was Bob? Anything on that vault toss? Scary.
There's a front cross.
It's scary, man. He's fucking running.
And it's super important that I pick him up.
Yeah. Ouse.
There. And I don't do a really good job of it. That position right there is kind of a flank position. If you take that left hand, right hand with the disc in it and lift it up a little bit.
Through a flip.
Whoops.
Yes. Ouse.
So there. And something about the vault. Did the dog leave the ground for the target? Yes or no? Right? There's no timing involved in this vault. The dog and the handler are not trying to time anything together. I've thrown the disc, I've presented my body, and the dog has seen the disc from the ground and has very smartly decided, wow, Ron's body is like the best way to go get that disc right now, right from here.
Yeah. Good man.
When the dog leaves the ground for the target, they are safe. So here, did the dog leave the ground for the target? Yes or no? Right? Totally did. Therefore, not late. Let's check the hoop. The hoop is probably not going to be the dog leaving the ground.
Yeah. Good man, Tudos.
I'm sorry, I screwed this up. I'm going back too far. But this intercepting the release thing, I think, is super cool. So, loot leaves the ground, target's visible. Target's visible, dog's on the ground. Did the dog leave the ground for the target? Yes or no? Did the dog leave the ground for the target? Yes or no? Right?
Go. Go.
That idea about the dog targeting the dog or targeting the disc is super important. We don't want trajectory-based skills. All right. Dog peels off. Handler marches forward.
Good man. Yeah.
All right. So there we go. We have intercepting the release, reading the dog, right? Reading the dog, establishing the flank, getting hooked up, and then interacting with the dog, right? So up next, I'm going to go into another piece that is super cool. Actually kind of dovetails with that that intercepting the release a little bit. And that is working out of the pivot, right? So working out of the pivot happens when the dog, sorry, let me do this for you. That's rude, super rude. Don't be rude, Ron. So come on, here we go. So the pivot happens when the dog changes direction enough to cause some kind of reversal of field. It's a 90-degree angle turn or more. It's essentially a 90-degree angle or more. There's a moment halfway between changing directions, a moment when the dog is almost stationary. That moments of balance is the pivot, right? So when the dog goes around you, or backwards through, the dog goes around the back of your leg. This last move I did with Loot here. The dog goes around your leg, right?
Go.
Oh, fuck. Come on. That wasn't the last one I did. Oh, it totally was. Well, can't show you that. Yep, can't show you anything I want to show you now. Oh well, you'll have to follow along and pretend that I'm demonstrating it better. When the dog does a backwards through and flip, the dog goes around your rear leg, right? Around your rear leg, and they jump up and they flip and catch right here. Rut and flip is what I call it. That turn around your leg, that loop around your leg, that's a pivot, right? And anytime the dog reverses field, right, in a zigzag, the dog catches, lands, turns around, and takes off. That point where they're turning around, that's a pivot. If it's more than 90 degrees, dog catches and arcs out like this, right, and it's nice and round, that's not really a pivot. If the dog catches and turns their shit around and goes the other way, that's a pivot. If they're right there in the pivot, that's essentially stop. That's a very balanced point for the dog. If we catch the dog or if we initiate our movement from that moment, the dog and the handler, it's very easy to get started together as a team. And so that moment of balance, when they're turning this way, when they're moving from this way to turn this way, right when they're in the middle, that's the pivot. And it is a moment of balance. So the front cross is a major pivot. You're coming this way, right? If I really turn you on that front cross and you turn like that much, I can then work immediately out of this very well. I could bring you in at 1,000,000 miles an hour, as fast as you could come. And as soon as you made that turn and that pivot, I could deliver a flip there. And that movement, that pivot would anchor the flip and attach the flip to the incoming movement, right? Making a flip on the run or very, very close to the dog being on the run is hard. If we have a pivot to work out of, front cross, that'll work. Rear cross, I turn the dog away from me, the dog turns around, and now they're facing me, right? That nice tight turnaround, that little twisty thing that they wind up doing, winds up being a pivot. I can then rely on that and make my move. Lutes peeling off. Right in the middle there's a pivot. From that point, I'm actually working out of that point, right? He makes that turn, he makes the catch, he takes a couple strides, he starts his turn, bingo. That's where I'm hooking up with him. That's the pivot that I'm looking for. Go around. It's a pivot around us that establishes direction and timing and angle and a whole shitload of stuff for us. The through, when the dog goes through, we know they're coming out right here on our left. Or if we're standing this way or the right leg is bent, we know they're coming right out here, right? That becomes a pivot. We can then flip off of that. We can do other tricks off of that. A recall, the head snap, the vicious head snap, the head turn towards the handler. Backwards through is a terrific pivot. The flip, when the dog lands and stabilizes or lands slightly off balance and steps over here to get balanced, right? We can use that as a pivot, a reliable position that is changing direction that we can then assume control over the new direction. That's what we're doing with a pivot. Reverse would be turn around like on a zigzag and a scoot. Yeah, I'm gonna skip. This is too deep for fucking whole shitload of people. You guys can check it out. If anyone wants to ask about it, I'll talk about it. Dogs gravitate to where the reward happens. If you have a history of throwing a big mighty zigzag 20 plus yards, the pivot on a reversal of field is going to be extremely aggressive as the dog will be shifting direction and moving with serious intent to where the target normally is. If you throw a flip to a dog that is used to releasing like that, you could have some serious troubles. Throwing a bit behind that dog, making them slow down. So essentially throwing 15 yards that way instead of 20 yards that way, just a little less than where the dog wants to be can help slow the dog down. Yeah, I have to rewrite that article. That's a super powerful position to put yourself in, working out of the pivot. I'll have to do something on that. All right, so back to Ace of Hogan's question about the puppies. So, puppy daily routine. This is a question. Come on, Ron. Come on. You can find it. You can find it. Here we go. All right. So I have a question that I've been wondering about for a while. When your dog was a puppy, what was your daily routine? I don't have a routine with my dogs. There's a generic time that shit happens. And it doesn't always happen then. Too much routine, I find, particularly with border collies and super smart herding breeds, can really be a lot of trouble. Can be a lot of trouble. I like them to not have a set routine. So the first thing, go figure. The first thing about establishing a routine with a puppy is to not have a routine. Puppy out as often as possible. puppy crated when unable to be managed. Shaping sessions, super, super short, right? Attention, targeting, dismissal, lots of dismissal, free time with the dogs. I don't do a lot of tricks or foundation. I teach them to bite. I teach them to drop. I teach them, to want to put it in my hand, right? We fight with a toy. It's fucking awesome. I teach them that. And I teach them how to learn. And then everything else is just kind of life experiences. I do think one thing that is slightly different with our situation, though, is that within our pack and our living situation generally, we have a highly structured, and it isn't so much now. I'm in the bus. April's in the RV. She's like 70 feet away over there. So it's much less constrained. Like we don't have dogs running over dogs, and we're not constantly falling all over each other and shit like that. So it's not nearly as crazy as it was before. But back then, it was just super hectic and haphazard. And general management principles with a little bit of training really provides a lot of stimulation, just like getting from the kennel to outside. If you do a good job, like you have a puppy and you want them to learn the things, it can take 10 minutes of training to get outside, right? And so, like, doing things like that rather than like, I have a plan. We're going to do teaching them things and, you know, having a routine. I'm not real big on that. But yep, attention, targeting, learning to learn, exposure, right? That's kind of it. We would do a lot of like going outside and hanging out on the street corner. We were in the city, right? And just going out and hanging out on the street corner for 15, 20 minutes. If I were going to the beer store and it was a pet friendly beer store, which some of them were, I would, throw the puppy in the van and go over to the beer store. But I don't know. I think less is more. You want them to learn how to learn base level skills, bite, drop, give, and then expose them to as much as you can. And socialization isn't dragging them from fucking horrifying thing to horrifying thing either, right? Like so many people take their puppies and they're like, hey, there's a wood chipper over here. Let's go right next to the wood chipper. Right? Like it's fucking horrible. Socialization is not habituation to horrible things. Socialization is exposing the dog to things that makes him at ease with making a decision about what is safe and unsafe, right? And trying to habituate the dog or counter condition, desensitize the dog, the very young dog during your socialization process to things that he or she doesn't like is just bad idea. You're just traumatizing the dog and throwing them up against something they don't understand before they can do anything about it. Yeah, socialization's a tough one. So many people are like, yeah, I socialize the shit out of the dog, and I watch them drag the dog into places with the dog, like, oh my God, this is horrible. I can't be here. Get me out of here. And, they wonder why the dog's a neurotic basket case, right? Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? I had a little bit of carbonation there. It's an explosion. So, yeah, hopefully that's decent. Not a big puppy guy. I tend to get Eppie's the first puppy I've had in a really long time. April gets puppies. You know, I like that. I like rescues. I like dogs that are 18 months old. That's always fun. You know, um, same thing though with those guys, right? Like I kind of treat my rescue dogs very much like my puppies, actually. Same kind of thing. Attention, targeting, um, off, right? That duration concept, dismissal, and then some shaping exercises to learn how to learn. Bite, drop, give. Off to the races. Ooh, did I see the question on what? On the top what? Should I tie my puppy outside? Is that one? Is that the one you're talking about? I don't know which question. You could post it again. Okay. Hang on. Let me find it. Um. So okay, another one. Should I tie my border collie puppy outside when I'm not there? Sometimes when I go inside, I tie him up in his little backyard area. Should I avoid that and crate him instead? Um, a long time, I wouldn't tie him out there. That said, we do tether a lot, right? So we tether. Got a couple tethers here that are not really set up. Whoops. Easy, cheetah. You guys chill. I'll just show you one. So we use tethers, right? And it's just cable. And if you guys see that, you see the red. This is actually a tether board here. I don't know if you can see that red board. And that's a 4-foot circle of plywood that has a D-ring in the center. And so we use that as like a tether anchor point. And so we tether our dogs. I'm a big fan of tethering, man. But you can't really leave them completely unmonitored. Like, you don't want your puppy to freak out. You don't want like some dog to come over and beat him up or anything like that. But like tying him out on a tether for 5-10 minutes at a time, I think that's probably a good thing for him to be exposed without you out there. I like tethers because they give the dogs the idea that they don't always have freedom. You know, they don't always have the freedom of movement. Crates do the same thing, but as soon as they come out of the crate, there are 4 walls that come off. And without the 4 walls, I'm free to do whatever the hell I want, like any red-blooded American, right? And you know, so it goes down like that all the time. And then anytime those 4 walls come off, I'm crazy and we're doing crazy shit, and you can't stop me from doing that, right? Um, the tethering sets up a situation where there are no 4 walls around. It's wide open space, and yet here I am stuck doing nothing. It's like waiting around at the DMV. All dogs have to know everybody needs to wait at the Department of Motor Vehicles. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos needs to wait at the Department of Motor Vehicles, right? Because, you know, he can't have an agent go do it because that's not allowed. That's not legal, right? And when the dogs realize that they have to wait at the DMV just like everybody else, then you know they're fine for that 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes when they can't do anything and they don't have any opportunity. I think that's a very, very powerful tool to or a very powerful concept to give to a puppy. So we tether. I like tethering. You can tie them out for a little while. um, I don't know what you mean by tie out and how long you're talking about, but hopefully that's a little helpful. Yeah, yeah, I don't see any problem with that. And again, I like the idea of the dog not having access to you, right? I think that's an important piece of the puzzle, and not having access to space and resources. I think that's important. All dogs need to realize that everybody waits in line at the DMV. Doesn't matter how smart you are. Sorry. I know you're very smart and your mother loves you, but yeah, you got to wait at the DMV. And it's not a punishment, nothing against you or anything. It's just the way it is, right? And they shouldn't take it as a punisher. So, all right. Well, thank you, Ace of Hogan. I am trying. Been doing it a little while. So, I went over the pivot. I went over that. Yep. All right. I'm pretty much done with what I had prepared. Look at that. 1 hour. I am open for questions and follow up. And I have one more thing that I might talk about, but I'm not sure. So what's going on, chat? Yeah, you can't put it here on new. It just goes that way. Epi, stop. Oh, hi, Grasshopper. How are you? Super handsome. Yeah. You risking getting off the couch? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, yeah. This guy's been hanging out in the bus, slumming it, low rent style. Right? Okay, we'll go. All right. Well, cool, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get out of here. Bus life's okay. Bus life's okay. I mean, the pandemic hit, and we didn't do anything like to finish it, you know. So I don't have shower or sink in here. There's a big shop 30 feet away, which has restroom and a shower. Um, and then the RV is a few feet away. So, you know, it's pretty Spartan in here. It's a little bit like a clubhouse, but it's dry and warm, quiet. I feel safe. I feel safe and secure here. Um, Plenty of room, so it's cool. It's nice. I'm totally wherever we wind up. So we're trying to find a place here in Gray Summit, and just outside of Purina. And when we do find another place, I mean, I'm pretty sure this will be my studio. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a shithole. There's exposed insulation right up here above me. There are a third of the inside of the bus is kind of done. Who gonna see you this weekend? Who dat? Who dat? No, it's a Greyhound bus. Nope, St. Louis. Yep, yep. So we were in Florida for 2020 at the Faley's place, Camp COVID, and then April started working for Purina. So we're here in Gray Summit. My brother lives. I could fly my drone and watch April work her dogs while she's working from my brother's place. So we're like 500 yards away from Purina. You got to go a couple miles, like around the block kind of thing, but we're super close. So that's pretty awesome. Yep, not at the pajama factory anymore. So sad. So sad. But yep, yep. All right. Well, I'm going to take off, and you ladies, I don't know who Facebook user is though. You got to come clean. If you go to, I'll type her again. chat.restream.io/FB. That will set you up to have your avatar and your username come through on the chat. So, yep. And you guys have a terrific week as well. We have the USDDN finals this weekend. I might try and do something crazy like live stream it. I don't know. But I am kind of thinking that. It's super close. I think I can do it. We'll see. But I'll probably live stream once or twice between now and then. So let me pick a meme roll. Let's do meme roll. Yeah, let's do number 3. Nope, I'm not a gypsy. I stay in one place. Our caravan just stays here. Doug's here. Doug's here. Where's my meme roll? Meme roll. All right, so we will see you guys sometime soon. Meme roll number 4 to play us out. Have a good one, guys. Peace. Happy jamming. Oh, is it going to play? Is it? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Where's meme roll number 4? Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Oops. I don't know what this is playing here. It's not the right one, though.
Are you ready? Oh, yeah. We can chit chat later.
Ready, set, go.
Pick it up. Drop. Pick it up. Go. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Good, go. Oh.
2. Cleared squad.
Go. Here. Pick it up. Go. Come on.
This is 4-way play level 2, by the way, which means the handler switches throwing zones. Once she clears this quad, she'll go to the other throwing zone.
Oh. Drop. Go.
Playing on the big red rocket.
Does that not count?
10,
Sounds good. Move over. Front way. Go, go, go.
5,
Go around.
2, 1.